Here at RLB Motorsports, we pride ourselves in building quality products at an affordable price that is very easy to install. With our plug-in and play more technology, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. 1 is mount the light on your vehicle. 2 is simply plug it in. And 3 is turn it on and go out and play. Today, we are going to talk about our all-in-one plug-in play more chase lights. We're going to unbox this thing. We're going to show you what you get inside. We're going to go over some of the details of the wiring, the switches, how the light works, and give you all the facts and details about this chase light. So let's get into it. All right, so let's talk about the light bar. This light bar is IP67 waterproof rated. And again, what that means is it is 100% waterproof. And how we get that is by sealing it all the way around the entire polycarbonate lens, as well as we seal it on both end caps. On this end cap, we provide a breather because sometimes in very cold or wet conditions, you can get some condensation behind the lens, and if so, it'll breathe out using this breather here. This is an all aluminum constructed light, both housing and end caps. It is powder coated for durability. This will never fade. It'll always look this good. So we put a nice powder coating on it. Our lenses, they are designed with a flood pattern built into our optics, and what that does is it provides a lot of spread of light, which will allow us to produce a very bright light for safety. So that is the construction of the optics on this light. It is designed for brightness and safety. All right, then we get into the actual mounting rail on the light. You've got a rail running down the whole entire bottom, and you've got one running down the entire back. So that leaves you a vertical or horizontal mounting surface. You slide your bolts in there, and you can put them anywhere within that track on both the bottom or the rear for mounting them on your vehicle. All right, so that is the light bar itself. Then we get into the wire harness. Our wire harness is all plug in, play more. Everything plugs in with waterproof Deutsch connectors. You've got the main wire harness coming out of the light bar. It goes into the rest of the wire harness at this plug here, which breaks off into 2 separate wire harnesses. One that goes to the rear of the car. It has our plug-in play more feature where you get a pigtail that mounts to your specific vehicle. Plug that in. Plug this into your vehicle, done, ties into your brake lights and running lights. Then on the other wire harness that goes to the rear of the car, it does have our switch in it. It has a plug here that makes it very easy to take the switch off of the wire harness, get your wire harness underneath your dash, slide your switch back in its slot, plug it in, makes it very easy to install the switch in your dash without ever having to remove these connectors on the back of the switch. And then lastly, at the end of the wire harness, we do have your power and ground. They have ring terminals already done on it, so that'll just go right to your battery with your inline fuse on your power wire. So we're going to get into the functions and benefits of this light. So let's get this thing plugged in and show you guys how it works. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the features and benefits of our Baja Sur plug-in play more chase light. As you can see here, it comes in 2 different sizes. We have it in our medium size 30-inch light bar and our large 36-inch light bar. These lights work identical to each other, are wired identical to each other. The only difference is you get one single amber dust light in the middle, and on this one you get 2. Besides that, they're exact same chase light. They work exactly the same, and now we're going to plug this in and show you how it works. Okay, so what we got here is our Baja Sur 36-inch GWA, and what that stands for is green, white, amber light. So the way this light works is when we turn on the ignition, this would simulate turning on the ignition in your vehicle. With the plug-in play more wire harness plugged into your factory wire harness, this is what you're going to see when you turn on the ignition. You get your red running lights and you get your middle amber dust lights. These stay solid, they do not strobe. You've got your brake lights on the outside, which are when you hit the brakes, your running lights, which also are brake lights. So when you hit the brakes, they get twice as bright. You can see how that happens. That will mirror what your vehicle is doing. So as soon as you hit the brakes, the brake lights on your vehicle will come on, the brake lights on these chase lights will come on. Then you've got your rocker switch, which will be in the dash. right now the rocker switch is in the off position. As soon as you turn this rocker switch on, you're going to get your green dust lights. These are our hyper bright greens. These things are amazing in dust. You're going to see these things through the thickest dust, the thickest fog. The green color is amazing. It really cuts through the dust and the fog. Now, with this rocker switch, each time you touch the top of the switch, so I'm going to click it, it changed to a different strobe pattern. This strobe pattern where we have one solid, one flashing, that's a normal pattern. Don't think there's anything wrong with the light. It is part of our Best in the Desert race series patterns that is required. Then we'll click again, you get a different strobe pattern. Each time I click the top of the switch, you're going to get a different strobe pattern. There are 7 different strobe patterns to choose from. The light also has memory, meaning that, let's just say you click this strobe pattern. This is the strobe pattern you like. When I turn off the switch and I turn it back on, it's going to come right back onto that same strobe pattern. It'll never lose the memory of whatever pattern you're on until you click the top of the switch. Even when I turn the vehicle off and I turn the vehicle back on, it still remembers what strobe pattern you're on until you click the switch again, then it goes to the next pattern. But what's really unique about this light, so let's go back to a strobe pattern. We are the only one in the industry that has this function. So now you got your green light, that's what you like, that's the strobe pattern you're on. When you push and hold the top of the switch for a long press, 2 seconds, push and hold, your 2 green lights turn into 2 solid white lights. They will always be solid. Those are backup lights. Those are work lights. You need to get something out of the back of your vehicle to light everything up. They will never strobe. Doesn't matter how many times you click the top of the button, it will not strobe. But then when you long press for 2 seconds and go back, it's going to go right back to the green lights, and it's going to go back to whatever function you had those green lights on, because there is memory built in. So this light is a dual color light. It allows you to have not only your green dust lights, but also white reverse work light style lights built into this light. Then when you turn the light off, it does kill the 2 hyper bright green lights. You still got your brake lights and running lights. You turn the ignition off, the light turns off. So again, when the light is on, the other feature that we have built into these lights, let's say you have a blinker kit of any of the multiple different blinker kits out there on the market that you can purchase for your vehicle. You can tie this light into that, so these outside lights can also be worked with any blinker kit that's on the market. Out on the market, that is connected to your vehicle, you can use these lights as also turn signals if you so choose. If you guys have questions, you can email us support@rlbmotorsports.com, or you can call to talk to one of our techs at 530-888-9600. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to our channel, and then hit the bell for any future updates and product releases that we have coming. Thank you.